Good morning. Happy Monday. Yes, I'm having some lighting issues because it's so sunny outside. Have you guys noticed the daytime or daylight is getting longer in the afternoon? Yeah, spring is around the corner. Okay, so we're doing a mobility class today, and we're going to start with our feet. So I'm going to move my screen down. And the reason being I wanted to start here today is because I noticed that we're all kind of walking a variation of this. Have you guys noticed that out there? I certainly have. When I walk down the street, this is how most people walk, with their feet turned out. And what that means is that the muscles on the inner part of your feet are long and weak, and it's tight on the outside of our ankle here. So we're going to do some movements here. I know I'm kind of cut off here only because I want to show my feet. So we're going to start with walking on our heels. And you don't have to walk far. You can just step forward and backwards, sideways. So kind of lengthening the back of our calves through the Achilles, and try to have your toes pointing forward versus kind of out to the side. Yeah, hard, eh? And then when you've done that, pretend you've got your 4-inch heels on, and just walking your feet forward and back. You can walk in circles if you like. And I want you to think about putting your weight in your big toes versus on your pinky toes, okay? Yeah, walking on your pretend 4-inch heels that, well, I never wore 4-inch heels, but those are hard to walk in. Okay, my thing was 3-inch heels, and even then I don't wear those anymore. Okay, now you're gonna walk, you have your feet kind of, or your legs a little bit wider apart, and you can do them both at the same time or one at a time, so whatever works for you, okay? So you just roll out onto your ankle, and you'll notice when you do this, it feels tight. And this is part of the reason why we have our toes or our feet turned out when we walk. So rolling, yeah, you don't want to be in pain. So just a little bit of stretching here, stretching out those muscles on the outside of our ankle, on the outside of our foot. And you can do the same thing on the other side. It's definitely easier if your feet are wider apart. Okay, and you'll notice, like, yeah, my right is definitely tighter than my left for sure. And how about you? Do you notice anything? Okay, rolling it onto your ankle. Yeah. And then the in part, rolling your ankles in, again, same thing. Doing it one at a time might be easier than doing it both at the same time. So everybody's going to be different, and see if you notice anything. Yeah, it's definitely easier to roll in than it is to roll out. So you'll be able to tell the reason why we walk with our feet turned out. Okay, so let's go back to rolling your ankles out a little bit. You don't want to overdo this. Just to let, anytime that you're doing any kind of stretching, okay, you want just a nice gentle pull. You definitely don't want to be overdoing it, because then that's no fun either, right? Yeah. And then one other thing I want you to do, I'm just going to move my screen down here a little bit so you can see best my coffee table, is is stretching out the top of your foot here on the outside. Okay, so what you're going to do here is, if you need to hang on to something, you can, kind of like on your last toe and your second last toe. So stretching out kind of like here on your foot, on the outer part of your foot here. Okay, so you're on a slight angle. So doing a little bit of that. Okay, and then trying the other side. See what you notice. Yeah, so for me, it's definitely tighter on the left side on that part of my foot. Okay, I'm just rolling out. Yeah. And just do it until you feel like you want to switch from side to side. Okay. And then let's go back to walking on our toes. Make sure you're on your big toes more than on your pinky toes. Rolling onto your heels, and look down and make sure your toes are pointing forward. Okay. Rolling out on your ankles again, one at a time or both at the same time, either or. Good. And then on the way in as well, roll in, just to see the difference. Yeah, definitely looser the second time around, and then stretching out the top of your foot closer towards the outer edge. Yeah, and then the other side. And then walk around a little bit and see what you notice. You can even look down. Yeah, I'm definitely walking straighter because I too have a tendency to walk like this. Okay, not quite that bad. However, and when the other thing that you could do too is when you walk, go slow and try to roll your foot forward, right? And just go a little slower, okay? And making sure that your toes are pointing forward. There, and get full extension on your foot as you walk. Yeah, focusing on the big toe versus rolling your foot out. Good. Awesome. All right, so let's move on from there. We're going to work our way up the chain. Here I am. Hello. And what we're going to do is we are going to grab a foam roller. If you don't have one, it doesn't matter which size you have. So a foam roller, this is the long one that I have. And you're gonna grab a seat. Can you guys see? I know it's so bright in here in the mornings. I might have to, not sure what I'm gonna do about that. Tell the sun to go away? No, I don't think so. Okay, so you're on your seat and you've got the foam roller underneath your calves or your Achilles, kind of just at the top of my heels there. And I'm just gonna wiggle my foot or my legs from side to side and just wiggle them and move your way up the calves. And you'll notice where your tight spots are. And if you find any tight spots, just go back to them and spend just a little bit more time there. Yeah, I don't have drapes on the other side, so that's why the sun's literally right behind the screen. Good. And then rolling your leg inward and see if you find any juicy little bits and pieces there. Oh yeah, I found some good spots there, especially on my right leg. I've been doing some trail running in the winter. It's my favorite thing to do in the winter is a trail running. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now I found some good bits. Let's try the other leg. Yeah, the other leg feels more on the outer part of my calves. Look at that, eh? See, there is a difference. There you go. Just a little wiggle, stretching out the fascia. Let's see what else I find there. Good. All right, so let's move on from there. Let's go up the chain a little bit, and we're gonna grab a seat on the foam roller. Okay, so you're sitting, and you can have a short one for this one. It will work. And you're gonna place your hands back behind you. So from here, what you want to do is turn your hip over, so you're now on the meaty part of your bum, and you just want to roll up and down. Yeah, I should put my mat down because my hands are slipping on the carpet here. Yeah, rolling up those hips. There we go. So you don't want to be rolling over your tailbone. What you want to be is rolling over your hip joint, kind of like literally where your butt is, the meaty part of your butt. Okay, so this would be, call it option one. And if you want it more intense, so right now my hip, I'm on my left butt cheek. Take that left leg, cross it over the left side, and rolling it here. Good. And I'd like to go in circles as an option, or just wiggle from side to side, or roll up and down. And when you roll, I want you to kind of get towards the hip bone, a little bit further up where the muscle attaches to the hip bone. That's what we call the insertion. Okay, oftentimes it can get a little bit tight through there where the muscle attaches to the bone. Okay, and turn your hip over a little bit. See if you can get right into almost your hip muscles, otherwise known as your glutes, glute medius, and your glute min on the side. See if you find any good little bits there. Yeah, yeah. This is a one of, well, for a lot of people, it's a good one. It is a good one. Feels good. It's like a self massager when you use a foam roller. Okay, all right. Let's switch sides. Now turn over to the other hip. You can start with just rolling up and down, or in circles, or wiggle back and forth. And like I said, on the other side, you can take that bottom leg. So now it's my right leg crossing over my left leg. I'm on my right butt cheek. And that just intensifies the fascial stretch a little bit more this way. And again, getting into the, what do you call it? The insertion. So up a little higher, kind of where the bone, where the muscle attaches to the bone. And really turning that hip over. See if you find anything interesting there. Oh yeah, that feels good. Yeah, usually when I give this exercise, people aren't talking, people can't talk. They're like, oh, I can't talk, this feels too good. Yeah, it sure does. Okay, yeah, going around in circles. Good, all right, awesome. Back to center. Now this time I want you to sit on the floor with the foam roller behind you and make sure you grab onto it. I want you to slide or lie back, and I want that foam roller to be across your shoulder blades, across your shoulder blades. Hands behind your head so you feel supported. And I want you to start with just lying over top of that foam roller. Okay, so make sure it's across your shoulder blades and not across your low back. This is where we get a little bit stiff. I'm just going to try and move my lights down a little bit so maybe it's a little bit better here. Okay, yep. Good, keep going. Lie over top of that foam roller. Good. All right. How's that feeling? Yeah, for some people it's painful. For sure. Okay. And then I want you to lift yourself up with your head. So you're looking forward at your kneecap. Now I want you to lift your hips up and then roll up and down. Whoops, getting my hair caught here. Rolling up and down. Your shoulder blades, just the length of your shoulder blades. That's it. And maybe a little bit further up, kind of across your shoulders a little bit, kind of where your trapezius muscles live. Yeah, this should feel good. And then from here, I want you to just turn over towards me. So you're kind of rolling on the outer edges of your shoulder blade. This can get very painful because for a lot of ladies out there, this is where we carry our stress. So yeah, so if it's too painful, just hold it or just take little breaks as you need to. Good. That's it. Good. And then dropping your bum down, facing forward, and let's turn over to the other side. Yeah, get right to the outer edge, even at the back of the shoulder here, guys. Almost into the armpit area. See if you find any good little bits in there. That's it. Good. Good. Yeah. How dark am I right now? That's it. Keep going. Good. And let's try that one more time. Roll back over to the first side. You can drop your bum down and turn right over so you're facing me. Kind of get right at the back of the shoulders. Oh yeah, that's ouchie, ouchie. I did some military press the other day and yesterday, and I'm always sore after that exercise, meaning my muscles are always tight after that, and then rolling it out now is, yeah, a little bit on the edge of being just a little too painful. So just take breaks when you need to, okay? Just take your time here, and then let's switch sides. Getting right into almost the armpit area. Let me move my thing down here so you guys can see me. There we go. Yeah, we're doing foam roll if you're just coming on. If you're watching live, come say hi. If you're watching replay, type in replay for me. Yeah, we're just doing a mobility class here today using the foam roller. Good. Yeah, turn right over, get into that armpit. There we go. And at the back of the shoulders here, guys. Yes. Excellent. Awesome. Let's grab a seat and come on up. And what we're going to do here is we're going to be lengthwise on the foam roller. So in this case, you will need a long one, a long foam roller. If you have a short one, it's not going to work. And the idea here is to make sure that when you lie back, your head is still on the foam, so you're not hanging over the edge. You don't want that. So that means you're gonna sit right at the very bottom edge of the foam roller and then lie back. Good. Let me move my ponytail here. So it's sitting basically along your spine, and you're just gonna have your feet a little bit wider so you have some stability, and just do little wiggles from side to side. So we got muscles that run along each side, well, not each side, we only have one. Well, yeah, each side of your spine. That's kind of what we're massaging here. You can kind of feel it all the way down into your hips and your glutes, and give yourself a little massage here. This is a sure winner as well. And then having your arms down at your side really helps with lengthening and opening up the chest. And that's another area where we tend to get really tight. And the reason being is because, any guesses? Yeah, too much technology. Sitting in front of it with a screen, your phone in your hand, looking down, being in front of a computer, driving in a car. We tend to be all hunched over, right? Continue to wiggle from side to side so you go a little wider without falling off. Don't fall off. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So this really helps with opening up the chest. Good. All right. And then, so we've done pretty much the whole back side. We're gonna do the front side next. This is typically not everybody's favorite because we've become a society where we're only using the muscles at the front. So we tend to be really tight through the chest, through the hip flexors, over engaged in the quads, not enough engaged in the hips and glutes. And that means this here is tight. So hips, thighs, chest is tight, and long and weak at the back. So we're gonna stretch out or roll out the front of the legs. So what you're gonna do here is, so by the way, this can be very painful, so just be careful. You are on your knees with the foam roller in front of you, and you don't want the foam roller on your knees. You want it on your thighs, okay? So right now, my legs are about hip width apart, and I'm gonna roll right to just before my kneecaps, okay? And you can feel the nice little, ooh, kind of like kneading yourself out, just walking yourself back. And how fast should you go? People like to go too fast. The idea is to go a little slower. However, slower is definitely more painful. So like I said earlier, you just want to take breaks when you need to, right? And typically, further down for most people is tighter versus further up the thigh, okay? Typically lower, yeah. And even in my case here, definitely tighter at the bottom versus tighter at the top. Okay, so just take your time. Okay, and then we're gonna change the angle of the legs. So before we do that, make sure your head is not hanging down here. You definitely wanna pick your head up and make sure your head is neutral with your spine. So if my spine is here, my head is definitely not hanging, okay? You wanna pick up your head. Now what you're gonna do is have your legs nice and wide as they go, with your toes turned out. And then you're gonna roll. So now you're kind of getting into your inner thighs, your adductors here. Okay, they tend to be, oh, ouchie, ouchie, ouchies. And yeah, definitely tighter for sure. And take your time, push down with your elbows, lift your heads up. Yes. And the thing with foam rolling is the less you do it, the more it hurts. The more you do it, the less it hurts. I'm saving the best for last, by the way. You'll never believe what it is. If you do foam rolling, you might have an idea. If you don't, you're in for a nice little surprise. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna pigeon toe your legs. So now you're gonna turn your toes in. So you're kind of getting more towards the outer part of your thighs. Okay, so my legs are hip width apart with my toes turned in. And just do what you can. You know, there's no right or wrong here unless it's just really too painful. It's pulling on your back. Okay? All right, come on. All right, ready for the last one? I'm saving the best for last. It's the IT band. Okay, IT band lives here. I'll show you on my leg. It starts in the hip and it ends right here on the outer part of your knee. And it's this little small band of muscle, okay? And it's typically very tight on everybody. I would probably say 80%. And where it's typically tighter, again, is further down here at the bottom versus up here. Yeah, some people are tighter up here, but majority of people are tighter down here. Okay, so how do you know if you're on the right muscle? Well, if it's not painful, then you're not on it. So you're gonna basically lie on I'm on my hip right now, and you want the top leg to be in front, and you want your hands and feet on the floor because that helps with taking the pressure off. That helps with taking the pressure off. Good. And you'll feel this tight little band on that foam roller. And if you notice, the further you go up, the less painful it is. The further you go down, ouch, right there. There it is. And try to relax into it and breathe through it. Try to breathe through it. Yes, breathe through it. That's it. Go slow. Oh, yeah. It's like literally like kneading dough. Good. Oh, that feels good. There we go. Good. How are we doing over there? Are you ready for the other side? Maybe just a little bit longer. I'm gonna make it up to you though, okay? Okay, come on up. Let's do the other side. I'm gonna flip over so this way I'm facing you guys and not facing my screen. All right. So again, when you do this, try not to let your head hang to the floor. Okay, so try to stay strong in the upper body as you roll out that IT band. So I'm kind of sitting on the bottom hip, okay? Top leg crosses over the bottom leg. Both hands on the floor. And let's have a hip party right here. Good. Oh, this one isn't as tight on this side. What are you noticing? So this is what's great about the foam roller, is it really helps you to connect you to your body. Because oftentimes when I teach, women are just moving around, okay, versus engaging. And, you know, as we get OLDER, we don't want to say the word, we want to be a little smarter in how we train our body. And you want to be more aware of your body, because that's really where the magic is, right? Is being aware of your body. What are you feeling? Where is it feeling? All that stuff. That's what's going to get you to your end goal faster, is when you're more engaged and more in tune with your body inside and out. And when I say inside, like stuff you put in your belly, as well as, you know, what you do with your body. Building awareness is key when it comes to permanent weight loss. Okay. Following diet rules that somebody made up isn't going to get you there, because they don't know your body. Only you know your body best. Just because I eat X, Y, and Z doesn't mean X, Y, and Z works for you, right? So it's really important to be aware of your body, to know what your body likes and wants, because everybody is different. Okay, are you guys getting down closer towards your knee? Oh yeah, there it is right there. Oh boy. Yeah. Can't talk, sorry. Here we go. All right, come on off. Yeah, that was painful, eh? Okay, like I said, I'm gonna make it up to you. Since we're on our hands quite a bit there, we're gonna go back to rolling out the upper spine, okay? So lying over top of it, and we did this earlier. Let's take your hands behind your head. Make sure the foam roller is across your shoulder blades, and just lie over top of it. We all have these sticky spots up here in this area. So it's really important to continue moving in that upper spine, because, you know, there's that saying, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, it's very, very true. okay, lying over top. Okay, and you can kind of move around a little bit and just explore that region to see where it feels the best. And then you can add a little wiggle from side to side if you like, only if it feels good. Otherwise, just stay where you are. Just let the weight of your body fall over. Yeah. And then when you're ready, pick your head up, tuck your chin in, look towards your kneecaps here, lift those hips back up, and rolling up and down. One last time before I let you guys go. Yes. That's it. Good. And then rolling to the outer edge again. Yeah, it's not as painful the second time around, is it? And then rolling to the other side. So today we had a fitness class. So next week it'll be a lab, although I did make a mistake that I didn't post this one in our calendar. I forgot today's the last day of February 28th. I don't know. What's the last day of February? I don't even know. I think today's the last day of February. And then bring it back down, back to center, drop those hips. And there you have it. You should be feeling good. So next week, we're going to be doing a lab. Not sure what it is, but it definitely will be posted up probably tomorrow because tomorrow is March. All right, so have yourselves a great day and a great week. And if you have any questions about any of the stuff, or if you have any requests about which exercise that you need some clarification on, let me know, and I'm more than happy to do that for you. All right, thanks. See you later.